I mean, it's an expensive T-shirt,
It's
but
a
you used to
status
get the fakes everywhere, so you couldn't differentiate who was wearing the real or not. Exactly. Petaling Street was thriving with it. You know what I mean?
Mix FM playing you today's best music. What's up? It's Ashley hanging out with you on the 2000s with my very special guest,
Yo.
MC Syze. Thank you for coming into the studio.
Thank you for having me, Ashley.
We were just playing your song, Dancing.
Yeah.
Love it, lah. It was such a huge hit. All of the stations were playing it.
Yeah,
Everyone
man.
was singing along to it. And like, I mean, it's just such a feel-good song.
Yeah,
and
of course.
we're still vibing to it today.
Timeless. It's a timeless piece.
That's the word. That's the word. So you just told me you're working on your second album.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I
So
am.
what can we expect?
You're gonna expect. I mean, you can expect a lot of original sound and more stories from MC Syze.
Nice,
You know what I mean? Like,
Nice.
because I'm from Brickfields and I've got tons of stories to share. So I've put together a couple of songs, and right now I'm just like maybe 5 songs deep. I've got maybe another 5 or 6 more to go.
Cool.
So yeah, it's all in the works.
All the best. All the best. Do you
Can't
have
wait for y'all to hear it.
So what has changed? Like, you said you've got a lot of stories to tell. You're from Brickfields. Like, has a lot changed, since you were growing up back then and now?
I would say pretty much a lot of things have changed,
Yeah.
actually,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to music. Like these days, we don't get those, that classic boom bap sounding beats no more. Everything is pretty much draked up, and everybody wants to sound like Drake, and everybody wants to sound like J. Cole, and the beats have a very uniform pattern, and you can't tell the difference between one beat from the other unless and until you are really listening to it really hard, and then you can and then you only can differentiate like between certain beats. But then other than that, I would say besides music, I would say lifestyle has changed a lot. Everybody is just hooked on to their phones, their devices and whatnot. Everybody is so tech savvy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm an uncle, you know what I mean? So
I can join you there. I am Auntie Ashley.
yeah, so I'm trying my best to keep up and stay relevant at all
Yeah,
times,
yeah.
because it's already 2022 and everybody is they're taking so many different ways and to actually express themselves,
Yeah.
especially with Instagram and TikTok, and
100%,
so
yeah.
much of stuff to keep
really
up to,
tough.
man, and it's a lot of work.
It
It's not funny.
It really is.
Yeah, man.
It's
I mean,
a full-time job, eh?
And I mean, you only get inspired by watching the youngins do their stuff, and then only you get more ideas on how to market your stuff via these platforms. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. Talking about music, I did want to how did the scene change? As a community.
Okay.
What was it like back then, and what is it like now?
Okay, back then I would say there were many gigs, and the news about a gig always traveled through word of mouth, number one, and then you get the organizers who actually have a street team to give out flyers and whatnot, just to bring everybody's attention towards the gig, and also I would say that the crowd was much more wilder back in the days.
Really?
Yeah, very
love
wild. And besides that, I would also think that the whole movement itself has actually grown. It has actually doubled, tripled from what it used to be. But it's just that now with the whole pandemic and stuff like that, we don't really get gigs,
Yeah.
because hip hop artists actually make their money via shows.
Yeah.
So now with a truncation of that going on, it's kind of sad. So let's hope for the best,
Yeah.
Especially we're heading into this endemic period, right? So hopefully everything gets back on track. And yeah, these are the few of the differences from back then till now, So everything is just marketed via your social media, your Instagram and your TikTok and your Facebook and all of that. But back then was basically word of mouth.
Yeah.
And everybody just knew, and everybody just gathered, and before the gigs they would have cypher sessions outside, you know what I mean? Everybody with their own camps and stuff like that, then they come through and hey, yo, you want a cypher? And then they start cyphering, and it's like a warm-up before you go in for the main show, you know what I mean?
So fun.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's fun. What was your least favorite fashion trend of the time, of the 2000s?
I would say the bag sandang, like, they used to carry
bag
pouches, and then everybody would just think that you're a rumpet guy,
It's coming back though, hey?
But look at it now, everybody's got one.
I know you got one. Oh my god, I love it. I love
Yeah,
it. That's so
hypocrites back in the early 2000s.
That's so funny. I'm dead. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Fashion
bag
is just a
sandang.
cycle, man. It's coming back. It's coming
Yeah,
back.
and-
It's so in trend now. Everybody
Yeah,
has it.
and besides that pouch bag, right? Everybody used to wear this that number 3 polo tees,
Oh my gosh, yes.
Kanye.
Yes.
We gotta blame Kanye for that,
Yeah.
But then it just took a different direction over here, and everybody was like, "Yo, man, like it's." I mean, it's an expensive T-shirt, but
it's a
you used to
status
get the fakes everywhere, so you couldn't differentiate who was wearing the real or not. Exactly. Petaling Street was thriving with it, you know what I mean? So those were
dying.
a couple of the, the
Oh my God.
acts for me, lah.
I love it, I love it.